3v3 is the way to the dark side. 3v3 leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today, we're going to talk about 3v3 basic teams. I didn't have the opportunity to do that for 5v5 because I got really sick. I had COVID, if any of you remember, but we're back doing this in threes, and this is more of a, I go through my smallest account and show you the teams I'm going to be using, and hopefully help you plan, just show you offense and defense teams, just kind of give an open commentary on what's going on with it and everything. So, you know, this is more of a labor of love, to be honest, guys. That not a ton, this never gets a ton of clicks, and that's fine, but I would really appreciate some kind of a, you know, thumbs up or comment, something to help mount the algorithm. That would be very appreciated, guys. Now, keep in mind, we do have a different video for best defense teams and best offense teams in 3v3. They were released the day before this, and they have a little bit more, I don't know, they're from a bigger roster, I guess. And there's also an off-meta counter thing, so you can be able to beat teams in 3v3 without using, or you can beat Galactic Legends without using your own. There's going to be some limitations to that, as always, in threes, but you can go check that out as well. I'll link all three of those in the video description, or you can just go look for them. They didn't post them that long ago. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all of the support, guys. Truly, you are all amazing. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, help me mount the algorithm if you wouldn't mind, folks. It would be very, very appreciated. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's not click on that. That was terrible. Oh man, the world almost ended. Oh, we're right in the middle of things. Talk about spoilers, huh? Hold on. This is just a big mess. Hold on one moment, or don't. I don't even care. Just like let go. In fact, that could work. That could work as well. Here, there we go. Woo, we did it. Whoa, we're in the game. like I'm surprised or something. Okay, so I do have one Galactic Legend on this account, and I'm actually very close to farming my second. Just need to get, I think it'll be in another day or so, I can finally farm the last shards of the Radis so that I can start farming Ray. But so I don't know what I'm doing with Supreme Leader Kylo, to be honest, guys. He's gonna be, he's okay, he's fine, he's good. You know, he'll kill most Galactic Legends in threes, and so there's some part of me that's like, yeah, I should keep him for offense. And the problem, of course, is I don't mess with my defenses after I've placed them, basically, for the season. I mean, I'll place something new if I get a new character unlocked or something. I'll place something, or I'll take the team that character needs. I'll do that, but I don't. This is an alt account. We're at 6.7 million GP, and so I don't want to fiddle around with my starting lineup, really. And so it's going to impact the rest of what I do. I'm tempted to just put Kylo down on defense, folks, because I typically have something that can beat most of the different Galactic Legends that people will place. Just depends on who I'm facing, I think. And so, and I have a really good Datacron right now that's going to kind of just negate a lot of what my opponents are trying to do. It's going to make Supreme Leader Kylo very tough to kill. I haven't decided yet, frankly. You could go either way. I think this is the best team that he's got right now. If you have Relic Night Sisters, which this account does not, you can also get away with a few things. Or if you have like a Relic Watt, which this account does not have, you can get away with some stuff. I think this is the best. The unfortunate side effect or consequence is that you don't get crew or Hux to be leaders for the rest of the faction that you've farmed for some reason, just to be pilots in their ships, I guess. So, if I didn't have Supreme Leader Kylo, though, this is the team that I would run. Crew with Hux, you want Hux's Zeta. If you don't have his Zeta, then there's not much point. And then the Red Trooper here, just to provide some assists and all of that. Then, alright, so let's move on from the Supreme Leader Kylo conundrum, shall we? And So the reason this trooper team, that none of these teams are like listed in order of precedence or, you know, best fit, whatever you want to call it. This Veers team is just here because Admiral Piet happened to be like, if you create a new squad, then you have to select, you know, the top relic characters are going to rise to the top, and Piet happens to be relic 8. He has 2 Zetas, so he's going to be on the top. So this team is okay. It would be a lot okayer, frankly, if I had Dark Trooper at even gear 12, but gosh, guys, it is just so dang expensive to put. I mean, this is 200 Kyrotech pieces for 1 gear level, and then I have to give another 100 Kyrotech. Is Dark Trooper worth it? Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to find Kyrotech available for everyone that you want to gear, and then even if I did get him going, I'd have to put relics on Veers, which, I mean, he's a requirement character, but frankly, we're not going for Sith Eternal. At least we're not going that hard for him, so, you know, it's a tough thing. Tough sell in my book. So we'll eventually, at some point, maybe I'll just find the wherewithal to just like sneak 50 Kyrotech on him, like one of his pieces, and then it'll be easier to throw the other one on. But I haven't gathered said wherewithal, so let's continue on. That definitely an offense team. You probably kill. I don't know. If you have a good Dark Trooper, the limitation, of course, is Dark Trooper. You could probably take out some bounty hunters or something. You're not going to do that much in 3s with this team, to be honest, guys. 5s, they overachieve quite a bit depending on what you're doing with them, but in 3s, yeah, they could kill, like, I think CLS is probably their pinnacle, and look at that, CLS, we speak of the devil. And, man, he is going to be kind of a devil this season, folks. I'm probably, I don't know if I have the right cron for them, actually, guys. Should we just look real quick? The thing is, the Rebel cron where, yeah, okay, so it looks like we have a couple Rebel crons. Let's see. Yeah, the middle one here where it reduces the damage you're taking for Rebels, like, this is a really strong data cron for the team, and you know, like, because they're going to have a lot of turn meter a lot of the time. Their natural state is not to have 0 turn meter. And so, you know, CLS does that, facilitates that. So people are going to struggle to kill this Jedi, or the CLS, this Commander Luke team. And, you know, it's hard to blame them. Let's see, how many of these do I have? I have another one. Do I have more of these on this account than on my main account? Oh, there's an ability block one. Should just re-roll that one. We'll do that later, maybe. I'll probably forget, but one way or another, guys. Yeah, we've got that team, and it'll be wonderful. I think damage reduction, because I don't have a lot of other Rebel teams. Whoa, that's not. This is. Whoa, man, you guys didn't know what you were getting into, what you were bargaining for when we got here. Okay, so CLS team, this is, and a lot of people will be like, that's not the best CLS team. It doesn't look like it, but man, it really is. Those of you who deny it just have not experienced how powerful it is, frankly. It's, you want to underestimate this at your own peril. This is probably going on defense for me, or, well, I don't know, they're just not. They could stall someone out or really mess someone up on defense. If I took them on offense, they're not going to kill a Galactic Legend, though they'll kill a lot of stuff for you with that damage reduction cron. It is really good. All right, so there's this weird thing, guys. So we're going to talk about Sith here for a little bit, and honestly, probably why don't we first let's just go with the Sith that we know are just for sure going elsewhere. So it's Emperor Palpatine, Mara Jade, Starkiller. This team goes on offense and it kills stuff, guys. It's a very strong team, and you will be able to kill. I mean, this is like our main hope, right? If we can't kill Galactic Legends with this, then we're sunk. And our opponents in AURODIUM 2, guys, AURODIUM 2, most people have somewhere between 3 and 5 Galactic Legends. There are, of course, exceptions on both sides of things, but in general, I'm facing someone with 3 to 5 Galactic Legends, and usually they're too terrified to place all of them. If they do, I mean, they're going to be super limited because they're in AURODIUM. They have a kind of a bigger account if they have that many GLs, but they're in AURODIUM for a reason. They don't know how to beat good teams without using GLs, and so you kind of, I mean, that's part of why you want to put Kylo down, is they probably don't even know how to beat Kylo with their own Galactic Legends if you have a good Datacron on them. And so there's just this weird circumstance of, I mean, yeah, I think this team will kill most of their Galactic Legends if they place them. Usually we'll face somewhere between 1 and 2 Galactic Legends. Sometimes people have 5, they'll keep all 5, and then they'll fail. That happened last season. Someone failed 5 times on my Supreme Leader Kylo team, and he kept all 5 of his GLs. Anyways, this is the one that like kind of pushes us over the top to be able to clear people in AURODIUM, and I see no reason why we should mess with that. Some people like to put Star Killer on defense, and to that I ask, why? Do you just, I mean, and this is gonna sound abrasive, do you just not know how to use the team? It's a very strong team. There are videos out there, guys, videos that I've made showing you how to do it. Anyways, alright, so this is the one that is gonna get us in the most trouble probably. So the best version of any of these characters is going to be Darth Revan, Basti, and Malak. However, if you're facing an opponent who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, really, you could maybe put Malak here, swap Sith Empire Trooper with Malak, and the two of them, like Malak going with Darth Vader, putting him on like a back zone defensive team, that team is going to mess with people in a big way. No one wants to deal with it. Like, there's not a really cheap option for it, frankly, guys. You can use something like a Galactic Legend level team, or like a really high functioning, really strong, you know, kind of like Jedi team with Jedi Cal and stuff. You're not gonna face that much in AURODIUM anyways, but you're also going to, you know, that your Darth Revan team is going to suffer, because the original 3, the OG Darth Revan team, is still really strong. The one thing you want to consider, guys, if you're using this Darth Revan team, the OG full bastard version, is if your opponent has really good Imperial Troopers just one-shot this. Sometimes if it looks like they know what they're doing, and they have to have a pretty fast Piet relative to, you know, the situation in AURODIUM, whatever. People just don't have good mods in AURODIUM for the most part, and this account will definitely, you know, I out-relic a lot, or I out-mod a lot of them, but if they have a faster Imperial Troopers team, then I guess kind of look out, keep that in mind. Maybe do split the two up. So that's basically it. And if you don't have Sith Empire Trooper Relic, then I don't blame you. I did this for Proving Grounds, and it's helped a tiny bit. It did not have the impact I thought it would, so more fool me. I won't recommend that to anyone, to be honest, unless you're going for Leviathan, in which case, carry on, I suppose. Now, we don't have Savage yet, guys, and that can kind of hurt. Honestly, looking at all the different counters out there, you kind of just need Savage to go with the Atreus squad. Well, you don't need him. Like, honestly, in AURODIUM level, usually you don't need him. It would be nice to have him. It's just, at what point can I actually afford all the gear and stuff for him? I'm not sure. And Scion has kind of done an okay job. He even earned a Zeta, apparently. Who gave you that Zeta, Scion? Could you give it back? I would put that on someone else. You're not really that worthy. Sorry, I'm not that nice to him. Alright, guys, so now we come to the cat conundrum. So we're done with the Treya. So, no, we're just done with the Sith, guys. We're done. Goodbye, Sith. Go F yourselves. You guys are a bunch of jerks. And in 9 months, we should probably have Darth Bane unlocked. So you guys will be more angry then, too, because that's what you do. Anyways, guys, so the question is, this season is the season of the Scoundrel, right? Like, we've got some really cool Datacrons for Scoundrels, and we also have Cat, who happens to be a Scoundrel, and the question is, what do we do with Cat? What do we do with the subsequent teams of, like, probably we want Ahsoka, or Cat, to go with Dash, because she gives all that extra offense to him, and she's got the, once she finally gets her force leap thing, then she denies revives. People aren't able to revive from it, and so that's nice. That's a pretty good ability. The thing is, I have Veteran Smuggler Han. Remember, we bought that bundle, and they just got him to Relic 5 for us. So that was fancy of them. I don't even know if he has mods. He probably. I was gonna be optimistic, guys, and say that maybe he probably does, but gosh, okay, we gotta put mods on him. Here's the thing, folks. Veteran Smuggler Han, not a paragon of value, to be honest. He's fine. He does okay. The thing about him is, with that dash team, you want to ramp your damage a little bit, right? Like, it's kind of nice to be able to ramp your damage, and I just happen to have this Veteran Smuggler Han team, or Kron here. They can't be revived, but he ramps some pretty nice damage, and then the level 3 also lets us ramp damage, and so we're going to be able to hit a little bit harder than we had thought previously, and I don't know, that's kind of the weird circumstance involving that team. Probably in some circumstances we want to put Cat on that squad, just because she does make them hit harder, and you know, depending on who we're facing, that's the other team that'll off meta a lot of squads. Like, you can kill a Kenobi squad if they don't have that deny revives thing again. Remember, Vander just keeps everyone alive as long as he's working with dash. And so this whole team is gonna work okay. I also don't know if I can afford, like, should I throw, like, if I'm trying to ramp his damage, should I throw a Zeta on him? Probably not. Could I really afford to put Omegas on this guy? Ability block on all. I mean, that's good enough. We should just do it. We'll regret that later. But yeah, otherwise, Cat can go with Padme here, guys, and so there's a couple question marks of, like, okay, who are you facing? Like last season, I actually killed a Supreme Leader Kylo team that made the mistake of putting Red Trooper on that team so that they constantly assist. So you put Kenobi on the squad, and they'll just stun lock Kenobi. Kenobi never takes a turn, poor Blighter. But what does happen is it interacts with Padme's rules. You guys will have to look up the Katme team. It works in 5s really nicely. In 3s, it's a little awkward, but eventually we were able to just kill Supreme Leader Kylo because his over fixation on General Kenobi and Red Trooper's facilitation of said fixation. So that was a really nice move, but if they didn't have Red Trooper, we wouldn't have been able to pull that off. We needed Kenobi there, though. Against other squads, maybe that are a little bit lesser, maybe you take General Kenobi out and add Snips, because she assists so much that you can put Xi'an on Snips, and every time she takes an out-of-turn attack, she'll reduce cooldowns so that Cat is able to get the one-shot. 3s is kind of an awkward place for Cat because she wants to boost a whole team, and that's great. She can boost 2 characters. I guess once I get Rey, she'll have a really nice home there as well, because Rey will start, she'll get another 50% offense. It's going to be pretty obscene. It'll be nice. So, anyways, that's the team. The thing is, I would like Cat to be able to go with Dash sometimes, or, I mean, maybe we could find a different team. But those are probably the 2 teams, because Padme really wants to go with Gideon, frankly, guys. She just wants that Gidme team, the Gidme magic. That sounds like something he would say about himself. Oh yeah, I gave her the Gidme magic. Yeah. Alright, I'm done with that line of thought. But, okay, so I actually just got Echo up to Gear 8. And, yeah, he's not wonderful. I'll grant you that. But, here's the thing. He is a Galactic Republic support character. And so, as... Oh, you can't even see it because of my face. Sorry, guys. Sorry about my face. So he's going to have all those stacks of courage. He's just kind of there to represent a Galactic Republic support character to get stacks of courage from the interaction between Moff Gideon and Padme. And so you could do Shock T here, you could do Ayla here, you could do R2-D2 here, lots of options, but I just chose to do Echo here because I'm eccentric, and that's kind of the random madness that, you know, I'm kind of approaching the game with. This team will take out a lot of things on offense. You put it on defense and it won't do a single damn thing and you'll lose, and I will say, I told you, you shouldn't do that. You should watch videos like the one you're watching right now to learn. Don't do that on defense, guys. Offense only, but it'll kill. I mean, this will kill like a full CLS team sometimes, depending on. You have to have a fast Gideon, though, guys. I mean, relatively fast. How fast are you, bud? She wants to know that too. Yeah, so he's not that fast. I mean, I just don't have the mods on this account, guys. It would help tremendously if I was able to jump into, yeah, this would give me 3 more speed. Whew, that's crazy. But if I could get to gear 12, then we could put another 20 speed on him just through gear. That might help, but right now it doesn't help. And I mean, if you could go faster than them, though, good for you, Gideon. Wampa, guys, I just happened to have 40 bronzium, and I just was like, all right, we need to, I really want him to get to Relic 5. Guys, we could stop there for years, probably, but Relic 3 has just been scaring me a little bit too much. So, Wampa, obviously, I think the main goal for him, honestly, kill either an Iden team that doesn't have Scout Trooper, which a lot of Iden teams are going to have Scout Trooper now, or you're going to want Wampa to kill, like I say, the Eternal Emperor that you've already killed the sides to. So you send in a multi-shot, you're like, all right, guys, I know you're not going to kill Sid Eternal, and I don't blame you for dying early, but can you kill the 2 a-holes on the sides, and then Wampa can go in and beat the hell out of Sid Eternal Emperor once I'm done. So that's kind of the goal with Wampa. Kill something that none of my other teams are that good at. Now, I don't have Ki-Adi Mundi even unlocked on this account, and so, man, it would be nice to boost Qui-Gon a little. Remember, when he dies, his offense number is what is fed to Anakin for how much damage Anakin is doing. And so, you know, having a fast Qui-Gon's great, but see, I have an offense set on him, in fact, because I want to boost how much damage his friends get to do once he keels over, once someone keels him. So you kind of just anyways, I don't have a great use for Shock T yet. I mean, she just needs a piece that I don't even think I have, like, yeah, I don't have like this piece, this finisher piece. Everyone wants this piece. It's a rough thing, man. So yeah, she doesn't have her Zetas. She doesn't even have all her mods, apparently. What are you doing, Shock T? Who said you could suck at things? But the nice thing about her is she does, on a basic, she gives offense up. She also has a cleanse. She keeps Anakin up and running, basically, so that, and if she can give offense up to him, then when he does his big hit, he'll do a lot of extra damage. Remember, you want to keep all Galactic Republic on this squad so that Anakin does an extra 100% damage. If you put like Jedi Revan on the team, just as an example, then you're going to have a bad day. You could also maybe put like Mace there if you really wanted to. So let's talk about the Jedi squad some. I like Jedi Revan here, and honestly, he goes pretty nicely with Master Yoda. They do pretty nicely together. Jolie, of course, is there to keep them all alive. And then the thing is, I don't have the Zeta on Basti's lead, but she still has a pretty strong lead. And so this is essentially just the leftover squad. You remember we were speculating on whether we would use Snips on that Padme squad above with Cat. If we're not, then we could throw Snips here with Basti. We also have Mace. And is this squad going to just destroy every single person? Not so much, but I mean, it's a nice second option on offense. You put it on defense and people are just gonna destroy you pretty bad. I also don't have like Kyle Katarn. He's a good Jedi, he's solid. In 3s, he's kind of lost right now. I don't have Mon Mothma on this account. I mean, she's like gear 8. And she doesn't have Zetas. It's not a good team, right? And Kyle's like, oh, I don't even have any Zetas. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of a lost puppy. And it's like, okay, hey puppy, you want to go to space? But he can actually I mean, he can go with Basti pretty nicely. And then, actually, he likes Jedi that can call him to assist so that he's slowly building that Jedi Knight ability over time. It's, yeah, the Force Connection Jedi Knight. So he has to assist 10 times. When that happens, then he's able to, so he gains, and all his Rebel fighter allies, which aren't on this team, but they gain 50% defense and offense. Look at him. He's pretty fancy. So, yeah, let's work on this stuff. I mean, just Basti lead with some unknown number of mediocre Jedi is essentially it, guys. All right, so GL Newt. This is the team. We're going to start talking about bounty hunters and their splits now, guys, because that's a team that I think that a lot of people really benefit from trying to figure out, like, to being able to access this, because I've talked about it a lot before. Bounty hunters are kind of the foundational squad or faction of the game. You need them for so much stuff, guys. They're just strong in a lot of different places, and so I mean, you just need to learn where to allocate them. And if you have Newt and you have B1, maybe you want, like, B1 doesn't really have a home in 3s unless it's with Newt. Newt lead with Jango and B1 is actually a lot of fun because on offense, they're getting a lot of turn meter, they're doing a lot of cool stuff, but then if someone kills one of them, they don't actually die forever unless it's unless there's some ability in, you know, that denies revives. But like B1, you just take some stacks. Jango is immune to damage, and even if you do manage to kill him once, he has another level because of Bounty Hunter's Resolve. And then Newt, of course, goes into stealth the first time you kill him. Putting it on defense is actually a fairly devious and strong play against. I would say it stopped working as much once I got into AURODIUM, but everywhere, all the leagues below that, this team works really nicely, and you want the Zeta on Newt for sure. You know, if you can afford the Zeta on all of them, like B1 is just constantly assisting, and you'd be surprised at how much extortion does, and how much turn meter, how you just dominate the turn meter cycle in this team. Like, we called him GL Newt 2 years ago, and even 2 years ago, like, it's just a really just surprisingly strong team. There are a lot of teams that will casually handle it at this point, guys. Like you don't want to, if you put it on defense and someone recognizes it, they could just use a Mon Mothma team in 3s to be able to wipe it out. So I would recommend, against a good player, don't put this on defense. Against bad players, this might just get them stuck. They might not be able to beat this. They might have to use a Galactic Legend after failing 2 or 3 times. I mean, that's definitely a win. Really like this squad. On offense, you can do a few different things. I think my favorite thing to kill, actually, with it is this Qui-Gon team, especially when they have Ki-Adi-Mundi. They hit really hard. But if Anakin does his initial AoE, remember how little damage it does. It'll kill Newt the first time, and then after that, you know, your team just stays fully functional and you can kill him. It's wonderful. So Jango is just going to go with GL Newt. Or if you have Trench, maybe he wants to go with Trench. One way or another, he's Separatist in 3v3. In my opinion, he doesn't. Yeah, he can do okay on a bounty hunter team. He my original awesome team, my original favorite team before Mando and Grief came onto the scene was with Bosk, Boba, and Jango, because you have 2 people who could ignore taunt, they could ignore revives, they could do all sorts of crazy stuff. Those days are no longer necessary, guys. So we have here a lot of different weird splits. So folks, I guess the first thing is, do they have Lord Vader, and do you have to counter it? If you do have to counter it, then the only real hope with an account like this, I mean, I could use Supreme Leader Kylo maybe. Other than that, the big hope would be, can we kill it with Fennec? And I don't have a ton of relics on this squad, obviously, but this team will beat a lot of the different Lord Vader builds. You just have to be careful of the build with Maul and Thrawn, because Thrawn is going to fracture someone. And if he fractures Bando, then you're just toast. You just die. You lose immediately, because Bando keeps Fennec from getting just destroyed, demolished by Maul. And if he's fractured, he can't actually take that bonus turn and so you die. And Fennec just ramps her damage. She can kill Lord Vader. I'm wondering if we can actually manage to hook that up this season. I haven't had to try it yet. I'd like to try it at some point. I might buy that bundle, that $20 bundle that they just announced for Bando, just to get Grief's, among other characters, but Grief's relics up to 5. That doesn't seem like a bad deal, to be honest, guys. Alright, we also have this, if we do that, yeah, so if we do that to kill Lord Vader, then we can also have this Bosk team with Mando, and then we could take Boba. And remember, if you're trying to hit the weakest, a lot of times they're going to be hiding behind a taunt, but these two have Bounty Hunter's Resolve, and so they're able to kind of ignore and choose their targets for a while, and you know, Bosk just keeps them alive for a while. Is it the very best team? Probably not. I think my favorite version, if you don't have the Lord Vader to kill or something, then you can go with Bosk, Grief, and Mando, and with all the assists, the Dispel from Grief, the Cleanse from Grief, the Call to Assist from Mando, the Call to Assist from all of them, you get your contract fairly quick and disintegrate someone. This is probably my all-time favorite version of this, of the Bounty Hunter team. It's not always possible to live the dream and be able to use it all the time, but it is a very strong team. Remember, you want Grief to be like 1 speed slower than Bosk. You want them to both be fairly fast. Like how fast would you say you are, Bosk? Yeah, 330. I probably should. It's probably irresponsible to make them this fast, guys. Yeah, and then 327. And, you know, we could probably upgrade this to make him 328. Maybe we'll do that at some other point with all the other things I'm going to forget immediately. Now, if we do that, folks, then we have Bando available, because we're not using Bando with Fennec. And so he can be the leader for Han and Chewie. If not, you can use, I mean, if you have Boba available, that's cool. So just any scoundrel lead, wedge lead from Rebel, you know, the Rebel faction. If you have a decent wedge, like Han and Chewie just need, they're kind of hapless without a leader. That you could even do Kuiil lead, because Kuiil gives so much offense to his teammates. Even though he doesn't have an actual lead, he's handing it out to Han and Chewie, which is nice. Bando's probably the best version for this team because of how fast they generate whistling birds for him, because Chewbacca assists every time Han shoots and every time Bando goes, actually. And these two can't be crit because of the guard, but then every time Chewie assists, then he does normal damage and he does % health damage. That's 2 instances of damage plus whatever Han has been doing. And so you can build up those whistling birds really, really quickly. In 3s, that's always a problem with Bando, is trying to build up enough sufficient whistling birds to be a significant threat to your opponent's characters. And the Han Chew version of this team, it might take a little bit of practice to get to the point where you're happy with how it's going, but, you know, where you understand how it works. But this is probably the strongest version of the Han Chew team, even if you can get by with a weaker one. Now, if you're using BAM and you use Grief on the Bosk team, then I would say you have this weird situation where IG and Kuiil are just kind of hanging out and they don't really know what they want to do with their lives. You know, they're in taking a year of prep school because they're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's weird. They have spoken, but Fennec, so you may as well put her as lead, right? She might get her contract eventually. The thing is, they have nice synergy here, just in the sense that they're going to heal her and take care of her a little bit, at least, because they're all scoundrels. And even though a lot of this stuff they do, is it all light side stuff, or does he actually give offense to Fennec? I'm kind of thinking, yeah, so it is just scoundrel. He doesn't really care if they're dark or light side. So, what about IG? Does he cleanse? These are the things I should know here, folks. But hold on a sec. Whew, had to take a break to cough, guys. It was wonderful. Just put me in a sarcophagus. Just kidding. That's dark. A sarcophagus don't have much lighting. So, sarcophagi? I'm a sarcophing guy, I suppose. Right, I'll stop. We're just spinning in circles here. Yeah, okay, so You sit at the start of the turn. He dispels all debuffs from Droidus. Yeah, so they don't really care if she's dark side, I guess. They might have personal opinions, but it's not going to get in the way of their professional demeanor toward her. And so, is this team going to move mountains and destroy everyone? I don't really think so, but having IG and Queel, having that pre-taunt from IG, this is a very strong tandem, and eventually your opponent's team is going to cause some debuffs to you, probably, and eventually that means that Fennec will get her leadership done. Let's see. You know, it's actually kind of cool because 20 debuffs are dispelled from Bounty Hunter or Scoundrel allies, so the whole team is actually going to work toward her contract anyways. I think this is a fairly strong build, actually, guys. I'm pretty interested to see how this works, especially if I do buy that $20 Bando pack and get IG and Queel up to gear, you know, to Relic 5 each. This might end up being a really strong build, in fact. All right, I don't have Rey unlocked yet, the Galactic Legend Rey yet. I do have all of the requirements farmed, and we're all done with that. But I think this is the best version of Jedi Training Rey. She doesn't have her Zetas, or BB-8 doesn't have his Zetas. Not a great team. Probably put it on defense, though. The nice thing is BB-8 and R2-D2 both kind of build each other up for speed purposes, for turn meter starting purposes. So, and then Jedi Training Rey plays well with them as well. So this is a decent team. Is it gonna move mountains? I mean, I keep saying that, and literally I haven't seen any character in any of this stuff moving mountains, so the answer is no. Alright, I do have Seer and Baby Cal, and they work really nicely together. You can see I have the Omicron on Seer, and then we're gonna unlock Malicos here very soon, and I think we might just do the irresponsible thing and gear up Malicos before we gear up Rey, and that'll be great, guys. That'll be so fun. Good for us, right? Like, just pat ourselves on the back, and you know, for doing stupid stuff, but it'll kill a lot of Galactic Legends and stuff. In the absence of Malicos, you can work on Fulcrum, and she's currently being blocked by this stupid piece, and it's like, do I really? I mean, I'm not going to. I need to put mods on her too. Gosh, there's so much to do, guys. I don't have enough of this thing. You guys can see the 6. It's literally, it's just let's see. Once again, I have to apologize for my face. I only have 76 here, so I don't think, I don't know. We need to get her to gear 12. It'd be nice to get her to gear 13. In fact, once she does that, and then you put her Zeta on, she starts blendering people so nicely on this squad. Maybe that's the compromise I'll make. Maybe I won't work on Malicos, because at least I'll have a Relic Fulcrum or something. Because she doesn't, I don't know, guys. I need to be working on Rey, and she'll be available in a couple days. So, we'll see. Fin Poe. If you have Zori, you can stick Zori here instead of Poe. I don't even have Zori unlocked on this account, guys. I didn't play it for a year, and by not playing it for a year, that was the time frame that Zori was available, and I couldn't farm her. So, Fin Poe still does some okay stuff. I don't have any Zetas on them. I don't even think I have most of their Omicrons or Omegas on them. Yeah, and who even cares, guys? I mean, that they would actually really prefer to have them, I'm sure. But I have declined to acquiesce to their demands, because if I unlocked Rey this instant, I'd have 2 Zetas to apply to her, is all. She really wants at least like 4, maybe 5 of them. She just doesn't get them. So, alright, if you've done the thing that I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for you guys to do, and people are still like, I don't think that works, but I mean, it's so good. If you've been farming Jedi Cal requirements, that means you have a Gear 12 Tarful. Should I have put both Zetas on him? Almost certainly not. It seems really egregious now that I'm looking at it, but it does open the door for me to be able to do some cool stuff with my leftover pets. I mean, we have a Wookiee. Oh, look at that. He has mods. That's fancy. I mean, is this... We don't even have a Wookiee Cron. We couldn't apply it even if we owned one because they don't have enough gear on them, but I'll put this on defense. The thing is, we're trying to put down teams that might steal some banners or just kind of mess with our opponents, or potentially we'll just throw in the towel and say, no, we need more stuff for offense. You just get a bonus, like an easy team. And hopefully they mess up on our other stuff. So this is one of those teams that's like, okay, we'll probably steal some banners. We probably won't get any holds with it this season, but you can throw it on defense in the back zone. It might get a hold or two. People underestimate how hard Grievous can hit. Even Relic 4, they'll be like, oh, I could just send in my bad characters. And Grievous is like, you know what? Relic levels don't give me a huge boost on health anyways until we get to the higher levels, and so most of the damage Grievous can do, he thinks about himself in the third person. He's like, the most of the damage that Grievous can do is just based off of health anyways, and you don't get a ton more damage from Grievous moving from 4 to 7. So I mean that's one of the reasons we haven't moved with a sense of urgency on his relics, because it's all based on his health, and as long as you have good mods on him, which, I mean, obviously could be better here, but, yeah, if, you know, a lot of the damage that he does is based on this percent health madness. So, there's something to keep in mind here, folks. Yeah, Magna Guard is great, apparently. Alright. If you can actually take a Separatist character that that lets you have a Datacron, B2 isn't absolutely necessary here, actually, guys. And then you could put a Datacron that has a bunch of health to boost Grievous's damage even more. It's a sneaky way to surprise someone. They're like, oh yeah, he just does the regular Grievous damage, and it's like, well, no, he actually does a lot more because of all of his boosted health. Okay, so I'm working on, we're about to farm up General Skywalker. I even have his piece crafted so I can get him to gear 12 right away, but that's basically where the fun ends, because I don't have all the clones geared up. I don't even have their Zetas. I guess I have one on 5s, but they'll put this on defense and let someone make a mistake against it. Alright, that's basically what we've got in our pocket, or up our sleeve, something like that. We're magicians, guys. Gosh, okay, I'm taking my time. We're almost done here, but we have Night Sisters. Here's the thing, guys. I would say typically Night Sisters aren't really even that worth it unless you have Marin. If once you get Marin, even at gear 8, even at 3 stars, I put her Omicron on, and I have not regretted it, guys. She is really strong. In 5s, this team is ridiculous. In Conquest, obviously you can't use the Omicron, but her kit is still so good, guys. Like this is a team I am consistently using all the way down to 0 stamina, just constantly doing that because they just do well. You just need Relic 5 on Daka, you need a couple Zetas on a couple characters, and then you can just move forward. I don't regret the Zetas I put on Marin. I regret other Zetas, but not on Marin. So typically you're gonna want these first 3. If for some reason you want to put Asajj there, just keep in mind you're putting a really squishy team with no revives, except for Marin. Once she gets to gear 12, she can revive people, sometimes at least. You're putting gear 11, gear 12, gear 12 on them. I mean, that's something I have to think about at least. Maybe your Night Sisters are better. Let's see, this is a pretty generic First Order squad. I think I like OG Kylo here instead of one of the TIE pilots, unless you have the Omicron, in which case I should slap your hand and say, bad. Don't do that. But if you do have that, then I mean it's not a great squad. I'll probably put it on defense and just let my opponents destroy it with something trivial. It'll be good. Like Wampa just eats this so fast. It's really almost an insult to Wampa. Let's see, and they all have armor, and Wampa doesn't deal with armor very well when he's trying to eat their faces. It's just kind of a sad ordeal all around. Okay, so next we have Kira, and in reality it's just a way to get Nest boosted and ready to go. You know, that's basically what we're doing here. So just trying to make this team run. Does Nest always need Kira here or L3? Not necessarily. You could also put it on defense, and people kill Kira immediately, and there's no way to revive Kira. And they'll probably end up killing L3 pretty quick, but then you might get a hold with Nest if you wanted to run a team like this. There's also some scoundrel crons that you might benefit from looking at that. You know, a Nest team with L3 and then just another gear, you know, a relic character in the lead that helps them a little bit might also be what the doctor ordered. I don't have a good Ewok team. I regret the Omicron on Chirpa. We don't have the Datacron for them. It's just kind of a mess. But because I have them, I do like to put them on defense sometimes, even though they don't hold at all in AURODIUM. And I would say if you have Nisa, she'll probably swap out with Wicket if she's any good. Like Gear 12 Wicket, probably better than a Gear 8 Nisa. But I know a lot of people are gearing Nisa for the raid and for Leia unlock. I mean, I casually have almost farmed her completely because of all the different double drops and additive drops that they've given us. And I wasn't going to say no to that stuff, but I mean, at the same time, yeah, she's better than Wicket. Not a Gear 8, though. Alright. I do have a 7-star Captain Rex here. He has a Zeta. And overall, I mean, does he want to go with clones instead? Probably. In his final form, yeah, he likes clones when he has his Omicron and all that. Otherwise, he still sits on a Phoenix squad and helps them assist a lot. No, you don't have Chopper to reset your cooldowns, so it's not going to be quite as strong, guys. But this team still does pretty okay. I put Sabine here. Probably the better choice would be Chopper, maybe. If my Chopper wasn't just Gear 10 and wanted a bunch of inconvenient pieces to get him up higher. I do have the Zeta on Sabine from a long time ago. That was one of the first Zetas I applied on this account. And she goes really nicely with Rex. Like, this is a decent team. I haven't decided. I probably will just put it on defense and let it get melted by people, but there's a chance I'll keep it for offense because it's going to punch above its weight a little bit if you know what you're doing, which I only partially know that. Geos, it's just a throwaway team, guys. Honestly, I kind of just prefer using the Geo Brute Alpha as a portable pre-taunt because, you know, he brings along the Brute and you can get that pre-taunt synergy going. Otherwise, this team, you put it on defense, it never gets holds. People get really good scores on it because Vader just one-shots people with Merciless Massacre. It's a whole mess for everyone involved. I don't recommend doing that, but what you gonna do? All right, just 3 more teams remaining here, folks. First off, it's not a great team unless you... It's still not a great team. None of them have their Zetas. None of them have really good modding, but I bought that bundle that, you know, helped me unlock all the Radis faster, and that meant that Karth and T3 were just automatically Relic 5, and I don't want to necessarily waste that, so throw him in there with some synergy. You know, Canderous, he's still got nowhere better to be yet. Eventually he'll want to hang out with Mandos or something, probably, but I don't have good Mandos on this account, which you guys are gonna have to forgive me for. We've only got 6.7 million, and like probably like 98% of that is just first order and resistance. I know I'm exaggerating for those of you who don't understand sarcasm, but I hope I caused you a moment of discomfort there, to be honest. All right, we've got Iden here. Obviously, this is not a team I'm going to use. I think a lot of people should be working on Iden right now for the raid that's going on. And I mean, I'm chasing Galactic Legends right now. I'm chasing Malicos. There's a ton of places, like really legitimately strong uses of my resources to be throwing into other characters. But I think that some people at least should be looking at that, especially if you're farming Leia. You're gonna have Scout Trooper, Relic 7. Iden is a great addition for the raid, for all the different things, and then Stormtrooper goes really well with both of them. Really strong. I obviously can't take this team seriously enough to even spell LOLs correctly. You need a Z there instead of an S. So, and then finally, this team actually, if you need a team that's not gonna accomplish that much, but could actually give your opponents some struggle. Like, most of us are going to have Executor at this point. A lot of people have the Zam Omicron, and I'm not saying it's a world beater, but it can maybe mess with some people here and there. Just leftover relic characters. IG does some damage. There's some thermal detonator synergy going on between Dengar and Zam, and it's not a bad squad, guys. Is it good? No. Is it bad? Kind of. I said it wasn't a bad squad, and that was a lie. So, alright, apparently I clicked on a different thing, which means it's over! Have a good one, guys. Tell me what team comps are you going to be playing with? Would love to hear it. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.